it's too loud, but here we go. Okay guys, hopefully you like that. I don't know if that actually worked out, but hopefully the audio was all okay and everything. I'm going to be playing it a little bit later on the stream as well, just because I can, and I feel pretty good about the fact that I made it. It took me a while, and here we are. We're back once again with the Shinhan Tank Pro League. It's the 6th day I've casted this now. We're at the very end of week 2. We have 2 games coming up for you today. It's going to be pSi versus TL, and Foreign Brood War versus Ash, so that should be a lot of fun. And I don't know how, but my mind always goes blank as soon as I start casting, so there's not really too much I can do there, but hopefully everything sounds okay. Looks like we have some people turning up in chat as well. Let's not waste too much time, and let's get into the games fairly quickly today. It doesn't really matter, but it is a Friday evening on a Rapid. Maybe awake. Wait, apparently you were first on my screen. Either way, apparently Rapid may be still awake and wanting to watch, so hopefully we can get this done quickly so we can see the whole thing. It's 4 AM in Korea or something right now, so he's a trooper for staying up if he has. And let's get over to the overlay to sort of investigate what we're going to be seeing today. Okay, so as you can see, we're going to be starting off with the same maps as we've had before. It is week 2, so we've got the week 2 maps. We're going to start off on Grand Line SE, move on to Pathfinder, move on to Judgment Day from there, Sinchopung Ryung next, and New Empire of the Sun finally. So that should be a lot of fun. Looks like we've got a few people in chat now, which is cool. But the first match we're going to see today is going to be Storm versus Team Liquid Staff. Now, Storm are a pretty old team. There is a newer version of the team which is playing in StarCraft 2 right now professionally, so pretty cool to have them along. We're going to start off with a ZVP, or it's going to be a ZVT between Flash for the win and Cold. It's because he race picked, I forgot to change his race back. We have Mitak versus Big Fan, so another TPC. Officer of War versus Tupac on Judgment Day, that's going to be a PvP. And finally we're going to finish off with Marine versus V1, which is going to be a TVP. So I don't know if Esky is here today, but he'll be quite happy to know there is a lot of Terran action, and so am I, to be honest. I quite like watching Terran, so it should be pretty good. I've actually updated the table. The order isn't perfect, but we do have all of the stats on there from what I can tell. Currently leading ahead of everybody at the moment is going to be Urk. They've done really well in their first 2 games. And they're closely followed up by SK Alpha, who are also doing really, really well. And Seoul are going to try their best. They'll have to wait until next week to try and actually catch up with that, because each team has at least one bye across the entire tournament, so that should be pretty cool. I know they're playing Ash next week, so I should look forward to casting those. Should be some pretty good games. And as I said, we're going to be watching Storm versus Team Liquid Staff. Team Liquid Staff have lost their first game in the STPL. They didn't do that great. Their one Terran player did win them a match, so pretty good, well played by them. And the players we're going to see first today are going to be... Sorry, I'm losing my voice already, that's not good. Let's drink some water. It's going to be a ZVT. I know it says ZVP there, and it's going to say ZVP on the overlay. Can't fix that now, too late, unfortunately, but it's all good. It's going to be a ZVT. And it's going to be between Flash for the win and Cold. Now, Flash for the win last played a PvT, and he did lose that. So, unfortunately, we've not quite seen how his TVC is, so this will be a good barometer of what we can expect from him later in the tournament. And the first map for this week is going to be Grand Line SE. TBZ currently Terran favored according to my statistics, but should be pretty cool either way. Not seen Coldplay yet, so Coldplay. That's a good pun. But not seen them play yet, so it should be interesting to see how they do as well. What sort of skill level they are. And yep, I know it's ZBT. My overlay is wrong, and I can't fix it. So everyone's just gonna have to deal with it for now. It's because he race picks, so it makes things so much harder than they need to be. But you know what? If it makes them happy, it makes me happy, even though it is kind of annoying. But let me head on over to the game to start with. Before I do that, I'm just going to play the intro again, just while I load up the replay, and then we can get going, guys. Okay guys, hopefully that was all okay. We're going to head straight into the game, and we're going to head into a ZBT between Flash for the Win and Cold. And starting us off in the top left 10 o'clock position, we do have, playing for pSi, it is the Green Zerg, Cold. And spawning in the bottom left, we do have his opponent. It's going to be fighting for Team Liquid Staff, Flash for the Win. Now, I'm fairly certain all of the overlay should look okay now. I know it's got Flash's race as being something else, but I can't fix that now, unfortunately. That was caused by the fact he was race picking in the previous week, so you can't blame me, it's all his fault. Blame him for race picking. Looks like we do have a GLHF coming up from Cold, and a U2 from Flash for the Win, not willing to spend the extra APM to type it out himself. Just wants to say U2, it's all good. But let's see where this game is going to take us. Are we going to see a very quick pull from Cold, or is he going to go for a 12 hatch? They are vertical positions, so that can change things. One of the important things that Flash for the Win will probably need to do is he's going to be scouting to the right, very possibly. So are they playing on the IC Cup version? No, it looks like they're actually on the official Kesper version, which I'm kind of glad about. What do you mean this isn't the fastest speed? Oh no, it isn't. My bad. I thought that was a bit strange. I thought things looked a little bit laggy, but I didn't realise. I don't know how I managed to press D. But there we go. We have Flash for the Win, mannering his gas, making his gas mining a little bit more effective, showing he's put a little bit of practice into this map, knowing that that's actually all okay. Thank you for pointing that out, Debaser, because I probably wouldn't have noticed until a little bit later. I just thought I was lagging, or my brain was lagging or something. We have the first barracks coming up for Flash for the Win, and it looks like we will actually have a hatchery going down as well at the natural expansion of Cold. He's going to send out a drone scout as well, just to be certain, but he will find out very shortly that he won't actually need to send that. He'll probably send that back after he's checked the other base. The important thing is Flash for the Win is going to scout to his right. The reason behind this is the Overlord, as you can see from Cold, is actually going to go towards the other natural the majority of the time, and it's a good way of sort of scouting out, making it a little bit easier so you don't have to scout all the positions, but should still be cool. It looks like we're going to have a 1-racks double for Flash for the Win. He's not getting any gas early on, and we do have that 12 pool coming up after the 12 hatchery, so Cold playing pretty safe. He's not going too greedy. I mean, 12 hatch, I've always said is pretty greedy, but according to Zerg players, it's perfectly normal, not greedy at all, so can't really complain. But when you do get 8 racks and you 12 hatch, you can't really moan about balance. Either way, yeah, they're going to be playing on the Kesper version. The difference between the Kesper version is on the IC Cup version, I don't know why, but they added some unbuildable terrain. They made this actually go across to here, and you can't wall off there as Terran. You can barely just wall off as Protoss as well. So I think they made it to try and make it a little bit easier for Zerg in Pro League, because Zerg were struggling a little bit, very possibly Protoss as well, but it's not really too much of an imbalanced map, and certainly at the Foreigner level, doesn't really matter too much. Now, the Overlord will actually be half taken down by the Marine. The good thing is, Flash of the Wind did see that. I think he actually scouted all the bases though, so didn't get too much of an advantage scouting that way, but as you can see, the drone being sent back home. 3 hatches are on the way for the Zerg player, and we still, interestingly enough, do not see any gas for Flash for the Win. He could be going for +1 5 racks after his opening. He is adding the depot here. Now, if it is +1 5 racks, he is going to be going for the gas now. Yes, he is. And we should see an engineering bay coming up for him fairly shortly as well. Most likely not going to see 2 racks Academy from him, otherwise you usually do get the gas ever so slightly earlier than that, but not really too important. Looks like we have some Lings chase around the SCV, being annoying, making sure Flash does his, Flash for the Win does his job to keep his SCV alive, or he will not get that important information. Of course, he's seen one of the major components of the build, which is going to be the 3 hatcheries. Now, did he see this layer coming up? He's going to see it now, I believe, but Cold is trying to do... Ooh, Cold actually stops him from seeing the layer, I think. So really, really nicely played by him. Flash for the Win is not going to be sure what's going on in his base right now. It's going to be a while before he gets scanners. We do have the engineering bay on the way. There's going to be a second racks coming up shortly too. But it's going to be not until about 30 supply do we see the Academy come down with this build. So I believe that should come up straight away after the engineering bay is done. The Overlord, of course, going to scout out exactly what's going on at the Terra Natural. Needs to be careful though. These Marines may actually get this, but nope, just a little bit out of range. And Cold is going to feel pretty happy with that. He's allowed to go to his lair tech. He's not been scouted. It doesn't look like Flash for the Win is going to send out another SCV either, and he's not pressuring with Marines. He's not even attempting to. He's just sitting his 8 Marines or so in his natural, and it looks like he is actually going to get a bunker as well. No, that's going to be a depot at the front to try and help wall off against any early Ling aggression. We finally do have the Academy underway, and we should be getting into the mid stage of the game fairly unharmed for both players. Not really too much going on. Looks like we'll actually have Ling speed coming up, and here we go. There is the Spire. Flash Win, of course, does have the correct responses to that. He has his engineering bay already, getting that +1 upgrade, and he will be able to add turrets around the 6-minute mark. He does know that there is 3 hatchery muteless play, and not anything too crazy like 2 hatch, so he does know. He should know the timings. Everyone in this tournament, not everybody is a pro or an expert or anything, but we do actually have a lot of people who have been playing the game a very long time, and even if you're lower MMR, you do sort of learn those timings just on the base of trying to learn. And there's actually a lot of people in this tournament who are very eager to learn, as well as the ones that are at the top of the foreign scale, and also a couple of people who are better across a few of the teams as well. So should be a fairly diverse tournament. Going to be a lot of fun seeing the rest of the games. We are, of course, only on the end of week 2, but there's a lot of games still to come. At least 5 more weeks of the group stage in round 1, then there's going to be the playoffs for that. And then we'll be moving shortly on to round 2. There's 4 rounds overall, 1 round of Winners League. But it looks like Flash for the Win is finally going to be a little bit more aggressive with his Marines. Going to try and force out some units. He's going to scan for the tech. Does actually miss it though. He does see that there's no Sunkens. So this is very telling of either a lot of Lings or a lot of Mutalisks. Usually we'll see about 3 sunken colonies if he wants to go and harass with the Mutalist, making sure that he is safe at home, but we do have the missile turrets coming up anyway. He didn't scout a Hydralisk in. He of course didn't see the Spire either, but that doesn't really matter too much. You can kind of assume, based on the fact there's no Hydralisks in the in the natural, and you can sort of go from there. But Flash of the Wind with a nice little move out, going to force the Mutalist away from his base for the time being, which is going to be good. As you can see, the Mutalist have actually spawned. They're going to head over to the Terran base, but he needs to be careful. He can't afford to overcommit to this. He is going to add another Sunken on. We're going to see up to 3, so there's likely going to be another creep colony from him, but he does need to be careful. There's a lot of bio. It's going to have +1 very shortly. Should have range as well. And that's going to be quite a dangerous force to have at your natural. We should have the third base coming up in the top right corner. A nice stim. Does he get any of the Mutalist with that? No, he doesn't. Really nice Mutalist control. Juking back and forward. Does lose a Mutalist there for only about 4 Marines. Not the best of trades. But he will be pretty happy with that. Looks like we'll actually lose another Mutalist, and during this, Flash for the Win is not actually pressuring with his units. Missing out on a bit of an opportunity, but he will be able to go to the third base, actually scanning the main again, just to see if there's any Hydralisk done, I guess. But maybe it would have been a little bit better to scan the natural, see where the Zerg units are. But he's going to take his chances. He does assume that there will be a base in the top right corner, and he's going to head straight over there, even send a medic slightly up just to check if there are any hidden units. +1 armor is on the way, the 5 racks are in play as well. And how is Cold actually going to defend this base? There's a lot of units. Interestingly, Flash for the Win sending 1 Marine and all his medics, first of all, so this Hydralisk is not going to have a very good day, but Flash should know that everything is pretty safe there. He should be fine to actually push in. He's going to run away from this lane, trying to get back to the medics, but the good thing is he will be able to get this third base. There's going to be a very big moment in this game if he can actually kill that third base. Now, he is incredibly lucky that they are not stop lurkers, but he did see when the Hydra thing did go up, so going to be pretty good. The important thing is Cold does know this is going to happen, cancels the hatchery immediately, not willing to actually lose anything, and here is Flash for the Win's reinforcements. They're going to move across the map. Interesting that he's moving them across without any medics. He does know that he has enough medics with his main army, but needs to be careful that he doesn't actually lose both parts of his army separately. That can actually be a pretty dangerous situation. He's going to run straight into some lurkers if he's not careful as well, and he won't actually have that many scans. But more and more units are coming out from Flash for the Win. He's actually supply blocked, so he's not really able to make use of his 5 racks at the moment. But Flash for the Win is going to do the best he can with the units he has. Are there any upgrades for the Zerg player? Not quite yet. We actually have Hive coming down already. Cold looking like he wants to get very, very quick defilers. We actually have Carapace on the way. The Lings are going to run out. They're going to find the units of Flash for the Win. And they're going to be able to retreat just in time into the lurkers. Looks like we do actually have a scan in the wrong location. He's running in stop lurkers. A huge lurker spine actually goes off. Great usage of the stop lurkers there to kill most of Flash for the Win's Marines. Really, really nicely done. 5 kills on that lurker, 4 on that one. 9 is nearly a whole control group. A lot of damage done there to Flash for the Win's army, which, in comparison to how it could be, is actually quite a lot. But is there anything to defend this third base? Yes, there is. There's 2 lurkers and the Mutalist, and of course, the other lurkers can actually come in behind this. Looks like we will have a couple of scans going down, one checking... Wait, they both check the same place. I guess he's checking whether or not he can actually push in. He's trying to pre-spread his Marines. Gonna stim in, but he needs to be careful. Units coming in from behind. Units are going to be coming in from the front as well, and this is going to be a big engagement for the Zerg player, but really nice spreading here by Flash for the Win. Going to be able to get away with most of his forces, but these Mutalists should be able to clean everything up, and Flash for the Win is going to plummet in supply. He needs to try and expand, but he's going to find a very hard job of that. Those medics do not want to die. Really, really nice healing on them, but slowly but surely the energy will run out. Looks like we will have another group of Marines moving out on the map. Flash will go in checking the other main as well, just making sure that there's no expansions there. And with Hive Tech done, Defiler Mound on the way, Flash for the Win is not going to be feeling very happy in this game. He's going to try and go into a science facility. He does need that for Irradiate. Also really does help against lurker play. Actually going for 2 ports, so this is going to be SK Terran he's going into. Won't see any form of mech switch. Now, mech isn't as powerful on this map as it can be in others. Of course, you do have the corner bases. I'll show you on Flash of the Winds. If you put tanks up here, it blocks off this entire choke. But Mech isn't very mobile outside of Vultures, so it does make it a little bit harder to attack the Zerg based on the fact that bases are so far apart. One benefit Mech does have is there's few entrances across the map. There's 2 bridges and the middle of the map here, but it looks like using the ability of the bio is Flash for the win. Gonna be trying to use SK Terran here. SK Terran, a very hard style to use, actually going up to 7 barracks on his 2 bases. He needs to kill that Ling, otherwise that Ling's going to get all the information it needs. But here we go, it looks like we do have Cold just hanging back a little bit. We actually have another scan going down on the main. We'll know the Defilers are going to be on the way as well, so pretty good scout by him. Here we go, we actually have a double dropship. There is still a Spire in play, of course. There is going to be Scourge dotted around the map. We actually have the Evolution Chamber coming up. The problem Cold may have, though, is as this gets later into the game, he's going to be able to defend this main base. It's going to be kind of or this third base. It's going to be quite hard given the surface area of all the units. Looks like Flash for the win is going to try and get that Overlord. Just about gets away, though, unluckily for Flash for the win there. But the problem is, Cold is going to have a very hard time expanding. He can actually take this mineral only, but that's not really going to help him too much. Zerg is very, very reliant on those gas units. During the end of the game, we actually have Flash of the Wind preparing to take his mineral only third. Quite good for Terran. Allows you to get more and more Marines, more and more barracks. And we should be good from there. Looks like we have Cold just chilling. Cold knows, at least for the time being, he's ahead in bases on the Terran. Doesn't quite need to expand. Looks like we actually had a Plucky Ling. Gonna take down that Marine that was trying to defend that bottom location. And we should in fact see a little bit of a push out now by Cold. Consume has just finished. He will be able to Dark Swarm and push forward at the same time. Looks like he's not going to send all of his units, only sending a small amount, and this is going to be good because there is a double drop on the way. Scourge get one of them though, a huge dropship pick off, and actually gets the dropship with the medics in, so it's going to be a lot easier for Flash for the win to actually hold off. Looks like Cold bringing back his entire army to defend this. A little bit of an overreaction, and this is going to allow Flash for the win the ability to actually move out onto the map, secure his third base. And Cold, having defended that, going to send all of his units once again back down to the bottom left. We actually have the drones transferring back. But where is Cold going to take his fourth base? So it looks like Flash for the win finally going to be able to take up his third base. And it looks like we could actually be heading towards a pretty big engagement in the middle of the map. Cold does know where the units are. Flash for the win is going to have to be careful. He is going to be flying up onto the high ground. No, he gets up on time. And it looks like Flash for the win is going to be standing into the Lurkers, but there we go. The spell that makes these Lurkers invulnerable to everything but Firebats in Flash for the win's army is going to force Flash for the win's army back. Oh, a huge plague on most of the Marines, actually. Does Cold know to do the move click onto the Marines? It doesn't look like he does. So his medics are actually going to be wasting all of their energy now. So this is a very, very huge blunder by Flash for the win, unfortunately. Looks like we actually have a drone trying to take the top right, but it will be scouted out by a Marine. A really nice usage of the lone Marines. But look at the medic energy. It's being completely obliterated. Very little energy on any of his medics now. A lot of his vessels, I think in fact all of them, got hit. And here we go. The Zerg looking to move in to completely punish this move out and also punish the incredible plague. And there's just so much damage being dealt on top of these Marines. The medics have no energy to actually repair, but it looks like they will be able to heal up, at least for now. And Flash for the win will tidy up that small army in the middle of the map. But what is Cold going to do? As I said, Cold is on a timer as well. Looks like he will actually be heading in to Ultralisks. He's not looking to take a third base just yet. Flash for the win, meanwhile, has center map control. He's going to try and do what he can to take this bottom middle base. This is going to be huge for him. And this is going to be a big moment in this game. It looks like he's trying to reinforce with his bio. He's going to send over a Ling, actually going to scout at the third base, may even scout at the fourth. No Marines in this bunker, going to allow this Ling to be annoying as possible. And here we go, we have the vessels moving up. Have they irradiated the Lurkers? Now they have. It looks like we do actually have the... Oh wow, we have the Muteless over here. They don't realize they can actually go and one-shot all of these. But here we go. There's a lot of medics in this army. He may not have much energy, but that's a lot more. I think there's more medics than most other units here. Nice Muteless and Scourge going down on all of the vessels. and this is a huge moment for Cold. If he can clear up this this Marine medic army for Flash for the win, it's going to be a huge moment for him. But if Flash for the win can take out this third base, he's going to take out the majority of the mining of Cold. It looks like a huge Dark Swarm going down, going to get most of the Marines. I think there's actually more medics left than Marines on this map at the moment, and that's going to make it impossible for Flash for the win to try and break through this. Flash for the win's money incredibly hard. It would actually be good to see him start queuing up Marines on these things. He also doesn't have any upgrades coming out from his second engineering bay. It looks like he only has +1 armor, +2 should be finishing now. I guess maybe he's timing out his upgrade, should be seeing 3-3 coming in soon. And here we go, the Lurkers and the Lings are going to go for the counterattack. They know the bottom base is there now. The Ling did actually scout out. Going to run straight past the army though, a Flash for the win. He does need to be careful. There's not actually anything back here defending. And this could be a big moment if this doesn't get scouted. Now, Flash for the win sees that there is a huge army heading towards the third base. Looks like it didn't see the 6 o'clock base, but it will see the SCVs transferring over. And this is so annoying to deal with. If these Lurkers can actually get up to the front with Dark Swarm, it's going to be near impossible for Flash for the win to come back in this game. He hasn't tried any additional drops. There's not been any harassment by him whatsoever. Actually leaving a Lurker here with the 2 Sunkens. Going to be enough to actually deal with this. Now, Cold actually has two Lings here, but they're not killing the Marine. So a little bit unfortunate. And here we go. Looks like we actually have the Lurkers pushing in. We had a little bit of engagement there, but not too much had died. Looks like the Marines and medics try to use the Dark Swarm to their advantage, but will not save them against the Lurker Splash. Is this bunker going to go down? Really nice repair. Units from the back actually killing one of the Lurkers somehow. So really nicely done. You can see the way it's missing, it's actually shooting in front of the Lurker. So it looks like he will be able to hold on for now. Lings coming in from behind though with Ultralisks. This may just be too much for Flash for the win to try and handle. The bunker though, still alive, holding on with everything he has, but look at the amount of Zerg units flowing down the map, and GG! Flash for the win goes out too Cold in the first.